All right, all right. Yes, sir. This is the newest episode of Overtime. We back. New year, new look.
New look.
How we look. Overtime 67. And hey, we out here. I'm your host, Remy Please. I'm with
Lighthouse. What's up with y'all?
Keys, you already know what it is.
the whole new look, whole new year. Overtime. We talk about stuff that we're not supposed to be talking about. Um, Recently though, let's jump right into it. China's little moon rover. The little moon rover found a hut, a little hut, a little cube. Some people called it, but they tried to debunk it like this same week. So they found it like early December. They tried to debunk it the same week. Now they saying it was just a little bit of rubble.
Wait, a cube? What you mean?
A cube.
Just a cube? Like how
A
big
cube.
was
They
this
thought it
cube?
was a. They thought it was like a little. I don't know. A hut. Let me see if I got any pictures.
Like on the moon?
On the moon. The little rover. Let me see a little. Okay, here we go. Let me share this right here.
Motherfuckers got huts and shit on the moon.
What if they got like a whole like tribal, population on that shit?
Nah, I wouldn't be one bit surprised. You see how they see it like far in the distance right there?
Mm-hmm.
And they said it was going to take a little while for the little motorized robot
To get over there.
to get over there. So this was the
That
ninth.
shit's like 10. That's like 10 minutes away. What they doing?
But they said when they rolled up, it just looked like that. The little,
The fuck? Is that an aerial view?
like a little rubble thing. Like they said this was the hut. Do that look like this?
Fuck no. That shit looks sharp.
Exactly. But yeah, I mean, we can talk about like how all these other anomalies that we've seen in the past, or how certain astronauts and shit was saying, they seen shit on the moon, or even how the, Transformers, the whole Dark Side of the Moon.
Mm-hmm.
Halle Berry coming out with this movie talking about basically the moon was placed there, it's engineered there,
Mm-hmm.
and it's a satellite for some type of alien civilization, and they've been spying on us the whole time. Or I mean, that's what I got from the trailer. But yeah, we talk about all this shit.
All right. So do y'all even, obviously we all our lives we looked at the moon as, they even call the moon a satellite. You know what
Yeah.
I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, do y'all even think that the moon is a natural occurring thing? Because I think, from my understanding, the moon was like this, like wasn't there like an explosion or some shit, and then like the
Yeah.
moon is a piece of Earth that like broke off and then like got caught up in the Earth's atmosphere. At least that's what I always heard and shit. So do y'all think, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, is this some man-made shit, or is it legit? Like, because and then it even saying all the other planets have satellites, which are their moons. So it's like, is this some ancient technology that's the moon, or you know what I'm saying, or is this just a naturally occurring thing?
I think it could be all the above for real.
Yeah, it could be. I don't know. There's something. Honestly, I believe that there is something to be said. Like the moon is its significance is a lot more. I guess you could say it's a lot more prevalent than what we think that it is. I mean, because think about it. When we refer to like mood swings and gravitational pull and
Mm-hmm.
tides of the you know what I'm
Yep.
saying? Like there's a lot to be said, but why is that? You know what I'm saying? So I think that there's a lot more going on than what they're leading to. That the public information and knowledge of it. I mean, some people say it's a dwarf star. It used to be a star.
Well, I'm reading now. It says it was a Mars. What happened was a Mars-sized planet crashed into Earth, the Earth's crust, and then pieces of the crust. That's why they're saying like the moon is so light, and like the chunk that it blew out of the Earth created the moon.
Wait, So, but it okay. To that story, okay, so that means there should be parts of the earth that's missing.
That's what I was about to get to.
What the fuck is that? Like where, or maybe that is maybe because you know that they say that the earth heals itself. It's like a person.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe that's where the Grand Canyon is. Maybe that is, you know what I'm saying? Like the Grand Canyon is like it reaches parts of the earth where it's like it's just like it was eventually at one point in time the Grand Canyon was like bigger than what the fuck it is right now.
Mm-hmm.
But that's the earth healing over millions of years, and it looks what it like it is today. It's like a wound. You know what I'm saying? That it used to be open, but now it's like almost closed.
Makes
so
sense.
it's healing. Possibly. You know, just a theory.
But I mean, even on top of that, I heard the Grand Canyon was the spot where the meteor that hit Earth that killed all the dinosaurs. That's supposed to be what the Grand Canyon was.
Well,
But can you imagine just even like, because we've seen movies, we've seen all that like random cinematic shit. Like, can you imagine a fucking piece of the earth like elevated so fucking high and you watching that with your eyes, like, and going into the orbit, and now all of a sudden it's a fucking moon? That kind of don't seem realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like,
so how did a piece of Mars-sized shape hit the earth, go up, and then turn into circular form?
And then stay
perfect circular form
and stay there.
That don't seem realistic.
And then you only see the one side of it. It follows us. You only
sense.
see the one side.
Only see one side. That seemed kind of wild.
It seemed kind of premeditated.
But it don't make no sense though. That whole story about some shit hitting the earth and then the moon just popped out of the planet, and like that don't seem realistic to me. That don't seem realistic at all, young. So,
and also maybe just follow me on this. Why is it? We know that the moon is like the sun is like almost 10 times as big as the moon, but yet when you have the eclipse, it's like almost damn near the same size.
The perfect size. Yep.
That's why some people think it's engineered.
How the fuck do you do that?
Some people think it's engineered for that reason.
How the fuck?
But even all right, so even let's say it's engineered. Like
right.
They even say like the tides in the ocean is due to the moon. They say like even a woman's menstrual cycle is tied to the moon phases and shit. So like if that's engineered, like how the fuck is like how is the technology that fucking effective to where it even coincides with a woman's menstrual cycle? Every single woman on the planet. You know what I'm saying? Like, how the fuck does that happen?
There's something definitely bigger than what I'm telling you. The moon is.
And why does it look like the Death Star on Star Wars?
It does. It does.
Oh man. Well,
all right. So
it is the moon, though.
All right. So here's a question: like, can life sustain itself on the moon? Right. So we started this off by talking about a hut. So these people, like, let's say there's a tribe that lives on the moon. Like, how the hell do they live? Like out, like they don't have the moon doesn't have an atmosphere. It's a rock. You know what I'm saying? It's like the Earth. You go into the Earth's atmosphere. You're going through air. Then you hit land, sea, all that shit. The moon is just a rock. So how do these people live with no water? You know what I'm saying? Like, how does
they say it's like a whole civilization underneath?
That's what I was gonna say. That like those might be like their outposts.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like they come up and you know what I'm saying, like a submarine. You know what I'm saying? We got to surface every now and then just to survey and see what the fuck is going on up top. But then we go right back down to the bottom.
That makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? So it could very much well just be like, all right, let's see what's going on now. I just, you know what I'm saying, just to keep tabs on what's happening on the surface of the moon. I don't know. This shit is wild.
Yeah.
This shit is wild.
It is.
That shit wild, yo.
But that's why they saying like the craters really don't make sense because they kind of like evenly proportion, almost like satellites in itself. Like you know how like you see those big dome white satellites and shit like that. They saying the craters are the satellite itself, and it's too evenly proportioned. And even like when they crash landed on the moon, it rang like a bell for an hour, and they actually like planned on smashing something else into the moon at a later date, and it rang for 3 hours.
Listen,
that's wild.
These motherfuckers barely want to tell us what's going on down here on Earth. They not about to tell us everything that's
Right.
happening in
Yeah.
space, bro.
But
Like-
that alone, you said that when they landed on the moon, the shit was ringing for like a fucking hour. That tells me that sounds like some hollow shit. You know what I'm saying? Like that sounds crazy in itself right there alone. Like I don't know, man. Is the moon what we really think it is? You know?
I was like, for the most of the time I was doing research on this topic, I was trying, because I remember specifically hearing one of the astronauts, it could be Buzz Aldrin, it could be, I don't know, but I remember specifically hearing one of these motherfuckers saying that like they were taking off from the moon, and it was like, what about all those people under there? You know what I'm saying? Like that. They were saying shit like that. And I've heard other stories of saying like when they got to the moon, they did run into some other, life form, and they told them not to come back
Hitler
here.
was fascinated.
Yeah.
All right, so too.
Do not come back here. They told him that.
What's that movie that just came out with Leo? The joint where they
don't look up.
Don't look up. So you saw how like the Earth was about to end, and they was like, all right, we're gonna leave Earth, and they got in that spaceship. What if the fucking moon ain't nothing but a satellite that left Earth during a previous like extinction level event? You know what I'm saying? Like, what if that's what the fucking moon is, and they're like humans from the past who escaped the first extinction level event, and now you know what I'm saying they just living in the moon. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, let's look at some pictures.
I mean, like you said,
let's look at some anomalies. Yeah.
What if they are the ones that left Earth and was like, all right, we're gonna start a civilization here. But like we now discovered them, and they're like, yo, nigga, like y'all keep that shit away from here. We came here, we are perfectly fine. All that shit, y'all got.
They might be on a whole different frequency.
Leave that shit back on Earth. You know what I mean? What the fuck is that?
It's called the Shard.
Why? Like what is that above it though?
I don't know.
See, all right. So look, we also have to understand this. We're just talking about the moon. There are billions.
Every planet. Billions. I mean, I think there might be one or two planets that don't have no moons, but the rest of the planets, all them shits got moons.
Oh, you want to hear some shit? You want to hear Buzz? I did find when he was talking about there was a monolith on the moon of Mars. See if I can find this shit. You might want to plug in, B.
What's up?
You might want to plug into that.
What am I plugging into?
The laptop.
Why?
I'm about to play this Buzz Aldrin shit.
No. I just can't. I don't need this shit.
Bear with us, y'all. This is our first time.
All right, go ahead.
Ready?
Yep.
Boldly where man has not gone before. Fly by the comets, visit asteroids, visit the moon of Mars. There's a monolith there, a very unusual structure on this little potato-shaped object that goes around Mars once in 7 hours. When people find out about that, they're going to say, who put that there? Who put that there? Well, the universe put it there. If you choose, God put it there. Maybe.
Hey, he ain't.
Hey,
he ain't
that
bullshit.
motherfucker is he trying to tell you some shit?
It's been a few times though. Buzz like kind of like showed his hand. Even like when he was talking to that little girl about the moon.
He was talking as if like, no, I'm serious. People like understand me. Like I know what the fuck I'm talking about. Hey, listen. You can't. Everything is up for grabs right now. You can't dismiss nothing. You know what I mean? Like you got to take information, and you can't just be like completely like, nah, that shit ain't rocking. You got to be able to decipher even like the so-called fake news. You got to be able to decipher it and be like, all right, does this make sense? And if it doesn't make sense, does it totally not make sense? You know what I mean? You can't completely just dismiss shit anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what you call something like
what
this.
Is that? That's what is that? That's a star?
No, this is like on the surface of the moon. So it's like that ring and then like a a couple structures in between the shit.
Nigga, that look like some shit down in Egypt.
Exactly. All right, so like I think like kind of NASA be throwing like misdirections when they do shit like this, like
That's
these.
what I'm saying.
Of course, they have to.
That's what I'm saying.
Because
Yeah.
like with the cameras and shit, like back then, you know you showing Buzz, you showing all them shit, jumping and leaping on the the moon and shit, high def cameras and stuff. But then you give us images like this
with grainy ass photos.
Yeah. So like I think like these are pictures where you can see like ancient civilization like just like looking at it, but if you blur it out, it looks like everything on the moon.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like the left picture,
like the moon is just a blurred vision.
the left picture is the real picture. Then it's like what NASA shows us, but this is here on Earth.
Yeah, them big ass.
So everything that we see, like why is everything we see like close up in person of what they give us look shitty like this, like all the pictures on the right?
Yeah, I know that is true though, man. Why is that? Even just in general, just even some like certain crimes you'll like see, and they'll be like they'll give you the most grainy ass fucking photos. It's like why?
Like nigga, we got 4. I'm sorry, we now have 10K cameras.
iPhones, bro.
Like what the fuck? Take an iPhone up there, take a video, send it. When you come back, let me get that joint. Is that so fucking
all them
hard?
damn UFO videos you see, them shits be grainy as shit. Like for what though? That shit don't be making no sense. Them UFO photo videos.
I will tell you though, NASA or whatever, I'm telling you, every single time they come out, see the thing about it, the truth is it can't be hidden for too long. The truth is something that it's just absolute, and you can't really.
I don't know, because I was trying to find that damn that quote. He was like, "Oh, there's people down there."
But I'm saying though,
I
like,
remember seeing that shit.
Can you imagine like when a movie like when Marvel comes out with Dark Side of the Moon, and the elites are like, "Fuck, these niggas is saying some shit." Like y'all gotta chill, yo, because that does. It's too much information.
Yeah.
Some people go to the movies, they see it for what it is, but you know what I'm saying? When you go to the movie, you watch that shit, it's like, all right, the holographics, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I think the movie's kind of like the average person thinking like, oh, it's just a movie, so they're not gonna take that shit seriously.
Right.
But a lot of these movies be having the truth right in them joints, but people don't process it that way. So, now I agree with that.
All right, so like y'all was talking about Don't Look Up, right? Don't Look Up. This was his whatever job that they, most likely the what was it, Space Force type shit. You gave him that seal, right? But back in the day,
I thought that was
the Clementine mission.
What was that?
A lot of images that you see like back in the day, well, not back in the days, I think it was like early 90s, I might be fucking it up, but came from the Clementine mission, where it was like a joint mission with the DOD and NASA that sent up missiles instead of people, missiles with cameras and shit, and they took a lot of pictures of the backside of the moon.
But okay,
but it looks very, you know what I mean?
Okay, why would you go up to the moon and not explore like the whole bitch?
Right? What's the point? If I'm gonna come all this fucking way, I might as well see what this shit, like what the whole thing is
why
about,
would you not explore like the whole motherfucking?
Why haven't we been back?
Why haven't we been back?
Like, come on, dog. Like, why would we?
Because homeboy said don't come back. That nigga said.
That's what I'm saying. Why have we been back? They said 2025 is when they supposedly gonna be sending another.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. So it took this long, just in time for the bullshit.
Just in time.
There's a lot of bullshit going on. It sounds like just in time for the bullshit.
I don't know.
But going back to that, I got a lot of slides. Going back to the whole don't look up, the like fake Jeff Bezos type nigga. I'm talking about, man. He was.
He nailed that shit though.
He said, "It's your father, Kronos." He called himself Kronos. We talk about a lot of shit on this fucking podcast.
I mean, but even if you look at the the term Omnicron, right? It's Omni, which is all existing at all places at one time. Chron, which is
Chronos.
time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So it's like, what are y'all trying to
Saturn.
tell us?
Saturnalia. Yep.
What are y'all trying to tell us? You know what I'm saying? Like Omnicron basically means like all the time. You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
Right.
what the fuck does that mean?
You
nigga?
got this shit all the time.
You know, it's like this shit ain't never gonna go away.
I don't know if y'all seen the new
Look at
Spider-Man too. Y'all seen the new
I ain't seen
Spider-Man?
it
I
yet.
haven't seen it yet.
I don't want no spoiler alerts.
I don't want no spoiler. I'm just saying, but they also like just like the Batman the Justice League jump. They had the cube in that jump. Again,
The cube is
Look
sad.
at the first what was that shit? God damn it. What's the joint? The Transformers joint. The first Transformers joint. They was trying to get the
Metatron.
cube.
Yeah, the cube. Yeah.
Metatron's cube.
Yep.
But Metatron is a ascended. What do you call it? Ascended master. He's a one of those angels that
was sharing the information from Earth to the gods. He was the balance. This shit is wild.
But also, your man in that jump. Clear masonry, the pillars of Boaz and Yakin. We talk about it on this podcast a lot. Freemasonry, the two pillars in this movie. And that speech that Leo gave when he was like fed up.
Oh, when he was on the TV
on
show,
and
he was just tired of people.
Yeah, he was going off. But that was like I think that was like the climax of the movie right there. It reminded me of that other it was like that other like speech that was in that Zeitgeist movie when the dude was talking about like unplug from the TV. You remember that video? I'm probably look that shit up later, but yeah.
We got somebody in the comments. JKC Bra says, "You guys ever seen Aaron Nowen and how he talks about the moon actually has almost perfect resemblance of Earth, land reflected on it, plus heaps of other land that we don't know of."
I'm about to look it up now.
See?
And JKC, bro, I like your art, bro. I looked at your art on Instagram. Respect.
Listen.
Hey, and you talking about the Freemasons? You know, like the whole 33 stuff. They said like that's like the exit velocity to get out of Earth's orbit. Like all that 33 stuff, it don't mean nothing else but that.
Can't leave too fast. Just like you can't come back too quick.
But all that 33 stuff, it don't mean nothing else but that. The exit velocity to leave Earth's orbit. Yeah, man.
Yeah, how they even figure that shit out? Like,
unless they already
sound like
knew
a lot of trial and error.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? To get to that point, a lot of niggas had to die.
Have you seen
get to that point?
Have y'all seen what was that? What was that? The joint with Regina King.
What was she doing?
Regina King on HBO. What was that show?
Oh, the Watchmen.
Watchmen. Okay.
Watchmen.
Okay, the warden in that show.
Oh,
when he was flinging all them dead bodies up towards the moon.
Yep.
That's what I'm talking about. It was a whole lot of trial and error. Wow. He was called the game.
Yeah, that make a lot of sense when you say it like that.
Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay. Listen. It's the dark side of the moon, bro. It's the dark side of the moon. And it's interesting that they call it the dark side.
If the moon was like, let's say the moon is a man-made thing, like why do they hide the other side? Like why do y'all think that? You know what I mean?
So does the moon not?
It doesn't spin. Yeah, I mean, I'm assuming it doesn't because it always looks the same every time you see it. You know,
it don't spin.
Why is that?
But we spin.
But why?
I know exactly. We spin. The moon don't spin. Some ain't adding up. and not even just that. And then the moon, we see the moon during the daytime, like, and it always looks the same way every time you see it in the daytime.
Especially lately.
You know, so what is that about? Because the sometimes the way the moon looks during the day is not the same way it looks at night. Like when you never seen like a daytime crescent moon. You see what I'm saying? Right. But you only see that shit at nighttime. So the way the moon looks in the day is always the same fucking way. It's like 45, 55% and like cut off at the bottom. Like it always looks the same. So
almost transparent.
Yeah.
But why does the moon have such a direct effect on Earth?
On us. They
On-
say
yeah,
they
on-
say they
yeah,
say our
definitely.
overall mood is affected by the moon. You
That's
know what I'm saying? They
crazy.
say that's why, like, during the full moon, they'll be like, oh, it's time to fuck. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, it's a lot of crime.
Or you become
That's
very
crazy.
active during the full moon,
Mm.
So it's something there. It's something with it,
This shit
but
wild.
but the fact that if it's a man-made thing, that's kind of crazy though. Like, like what kind of science and to put something like that in the atmosphere that actually has a direct connection with how we move every day, and it's in the tides of the ocean.
What if ancient like society, they put the moon there
Wait,
from Earth
how the fuck
to like stabilize everything here? Because without like kind of like a positive charge and negative charge.
Mm-hmm.
What if they put the moon there to like combat like cataclysmic weather, like what because like some planets, like it's always like rain and hailstorm and shit like that constantly. What if they put the moon there to like make this like a homeo whatever,
Bring balance.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Maybe that's why they say the moon wards off certain energy. You know what I'm saying? People listen, they say that people put their stones and gems and stuff in the windows so that their stones can be charged by the moon whenever it's a full moon and stuff like that. So there has to be, if the moon is so far away, but yet it has like it can affect our frequencies here on Earth, bruh.
Oh shit. Ancient culture referred to a time before the moon as if it didn't used to be there. Y'all heard that too.
Yeah, like the time before Genesis,
Mm-hmm.
but they ain't trying to hear that.
I mean, and then even certainly some of these religions, like they have like pictures of the crescent moon,
Right.
Yeah.
Some countries have the crescent moon on their flag. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, what the fuck does that really mean though? At the end of the day,
Mhm.
Gotta mean so.
Listen, when we look up, they say that's the heavens, right?
Mm-hmm.
Just saying. And then we look at like Greek mythology, at Apollo. You know what I'm saying? Like all of these names and stuff, like they're symbolic as to, but okay, even when we know that, like it's like, all right, so which one is the real shit?
Yeah.
Like which one is like actual fact? Like,
and then even just the whole these missions to the moon, like called Apollo and shit. What was that movie Apollo 13 that came out back in the 90s that had something to do with the moon mission?
Mhm.
Yep.
So it's like crazy how like they have these names, and Apollo was the messenger to the gods, and you know what I'm saying.
Yep.
And the moon, it's something's there, bro. It's like that we may not be able to understand, but the people who give these titles and
sure.
come up with these names, they know exactly what that shit mean.
Yep.
You know.
How old is the moon
Shit.
versus the Earth?
Gotta be
I
younger.
read some.
Because if you're saying that the something crashed into the Earth and made the moon, if those two don't line up,
Yeah.
you know what I mean?
I think I read something saying the moon was older, which kind of throws everything.
But they
off.
Exactly.
I know the moon can be older if some shit crashed into it, right? And then what do you think the human just existence would be like without a moon? Because then you gotta think that if the moon is what kind of like lights shit up at nighttime, so if you ain't got no fucking moon, then at night is complete darkness, right? Complete fucking darkness. If there's no moon,
darkness.
total darkness. So then what the fuck?
And then the space in between that, like from the space between the moon and the sun, is like equal parts to like, you know what I'm saying, the other parts to like the moon to Earth or the sun to Earth. Like it's like equal parts. That's like it's literally like, designed this way for a reason.
Because like man, at the end of the day, you couldn't see shit at night without the fucking moon, right? So it's
Nothing.
like, so that means that human beings,
sometimes.
we wouldn't even have the need to go out. Why the fuck would you go outside at nighttime if there was no moon?
You can't
couldn't
see a goddamn
shit.
thing.
They're like we were as a human race, but literally just only move during the day. We would be in our houses fucking everything locked up, doors completely fucking, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Because nigga, you can't see shit. So I don't think, we be able to even, so there's something there, bro. There's definitely something there.
Hey, so this is a wild article right here. So somehow they like measured. There's a large mass within the moon. They saying the moon's largest crater is 5 times greater than the big island of Hawaii. Like with inside that, so the whole like hollow theory of the moon, possible. Like there's an outer core and then an inner core, and there's something within that.
I don't know. That sounds kind of wild though.
Crazy.
And the thing is, all right, so if the moon is supposed to be smaller than the Earth, if the moon is supposed to have craters bigger than even craters on the Earth, it's like, well, does the moon a fucking shield for us? You know what I'm saying? It's like, I don't know, something just ain't adding up with that shit. You know what I'm saying? Because how the moon just catching all the bullets? It's like you would think something would have made its way around the fucking moon to hit us.
Somebody said, grab a Bible. The sun was the first, then came the moon on the flat Earth.
Yeah. I mean,
that's a whole nother motherfucker right there. Shit. But see, the thing is, I don't know, because if I feel like, even though I don't care what religion, if you have like biblical text, right? When we talk biblical text, they're giving you a history of what was
before,
what was before. And if like you said, the Bible, if you use the Bible, well, you can clearly read that in the beginning, in Genesis, they said that the earth was here, but it was like earthless. It was like void. There was nothing here. So that means this was an object. You know what I'm saying? It's like clay before you make it into something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then God made the earth.
It was like soil.
Exactly.
God
it was like
created
something
everything
was
from the soil.
Here.
Yeah.
So what was it before then? You know what I'm saying? So that's where you get
the moon even mentioned in the Bible at all? Like that's a good, I mean, I don't know. Like, is there any reference to the moon at all in the Bible?
But I think, to me, and this is just my opinion, I think whenever they talk about how, you know what I'm saying, like they were saying like Lucifer was an angel in heaven. Angel. He was a fallen angel.
Yeah.
So I think personally that when they say that he was a fallen angel, I think that he fell from the heavens, which we call space. He was the angel of space. Like he was the governor of all of that.
Okay.
And then once he was cast down from the heavens to earth, you see what I'm saying? He didn't go from the heaven to earth. You see what I'm saying? Like I don't think that like you can technically sin in the presence of God per se. You know what I'm saying? So you can't just be like, oh, I'm a try to trick God. Like, like that don't make no sense. You know what I'm saying? He was an angel, which he was, a very bright angel, which I think may have been some sort of light or some sort of sun or something like that. I don't know. But it just doesn't, it makes sense that, I don't know. They said he was a bright angel, right? Maybe the sun? I don't know. It's crazy.
The light bringer.
The light bearer.
The light bearer, right. So it's like, who's to say?
But then that's so crazy that you say that, because what is the light bearer? Light bearer brings information in the darkness, and that's what the moon is. Is like, like if we didn't have the moon, we wouldn't be able to see shit at night. You know what I'm saying?
Goddamn thing.
So the night actually illuminates the sky. I mean, the moon illuminates the sky, what actually gives us the opportunity to see in the darkness. You see what I'm saying? So maybe that might be a correlation. The devil was a light bearer. He gave you knowledge in the dark. You know what I'm saying? Like in places where you aren't meant to see things that you're not meant to know, he kind of like shines that light. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? So maybe that's what that has something to do with.
Yeah, that's true.
You know, so it's just,
Interesting. Very much so.
but that movie, did that movie actually come out?
What?
With the joint with the
With
with
Halle
Halle Berry? Yeah.
Not yet.
When is it supposed to come out? Because that
I
that
forget.
preview was crazy. I was like,
Right.
God damn, I never like the
Yeah.
average person ain't thinking like what's inside the moon. That's never really crossed my mind. I just be like, oh, it's just this big rock in the sky. But like no one ever thinks about what's inside the
First of
fucking
all, it's
moon.
called Moonfall.
Moonfall, fallen angel, satellite. I don't know. This is kind of crazy. This shit kind of. What's the definition of a satellite? I think that kind of could give us some answers for real. Like, what the fuck is
Yeah,
the
look that
definition
shit
of
up.
a satellite?
Let me ask y'all a question.
Yeah.
If you had a realistic chance to go into space, would you?
Who's driving it? Who's driving it?
I don't know. Mark Wahlberg. I don't know.
Because I feel like everything, like it feels like every movie we watch is a better depiction of space than what actually we see from NASA. You know what I'm saying? Like movies, Gravity,
Nigga, look.
the fucking Brad Pitt movie. Every fucking movie that you watch is a better depiction of space than actual like NASA or any of that shit. Would you?
All right, so this is the definition of satellite: an artificial body placed in orbit around the Earth or moon or another planet in order to collect information or for communication. But why do they call moon satellites in general? It says an artificial body
yeah.
placed in orbit. So why the
Checkmate.
how the fuck is it? Well, why they say all these planets have moons? Like you know, what's the planet that has the moon called Titan and Titan and some other
I
shit?
think that's Venus.
You know, Venus or some
I
shit.
think so.
Yeah,
Right.
but just in general, it's like, come on, man. What are they trying to tell you? They call the moon satellites, and the first fucking sentence you see is an artificial body placed in the orbit of a planet.
Placed.
Artificial.
Place.
Placed. You see what I'm
So
saying?
who's to say that moons aren't just like the scapegoats of the planets? Like, yo, we fucked this joint up. We're gonna do right here.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Nigga, how do we not know that the moon ain't nothing but a motherfucking algorithm like tool? You know what I'm saying?
Right.
It's like it regulates our thoughts and our state of mind and our emotional state. And it's like, okay, in order to, you know, keep these people and these planets in line, let's put this satellite out there that's going to regulate their emotions. You know what I'm saying? Like, what the fuck? It could
Can
be
you
possible.
imagine how much it's going to cost to go to the moon in the metaverse? That's going to be crazy.
The metaverse is wild though, young.
Hey, the shit we were talking about 2 weeks ago about the metaverse, you putting your little sensory jumps. Look at that.
Look at that shit. Haptic gloves. Come on, dog.
They're gonna have a jump for your willy soon too.
Listen.
Yes, of course, nigga. If you think that's the
They
first thing,
better
nigga, I
have
promise
shit.
you. Like as soon as they was like, "Oh, niggas could feel," that's the first thing they thought about. Like, "Oh
Hey,
shit,
bruh,
we about to make a killing."
I need her right here.
Bruh, the porn industry is like makes billions of fucking dollars. So you mean to tell me if you can't create some shit that's gonna make niggas feel some shit? Come on, man.
Nigga. Pornhub is on it.
I'm
Yeah,
trying to tell
that's-
you
yeah.
already. Nigga, they gonna have subscriptions
They on it. They
with Pornhub. Like
they pushing all they bread right now.
right now, I promise
Right
you, they
now,
gonna
they
make a
pushing that shit
fucking
right to the
killing
metaverse.
off that shit, man.
Like, what do we need to do to get in on this?
I'm trying
Please.
to tell you, man.
All right, back in the moon. People saying there are footprints on the moon surface. Mhm.
Not legal. Here we go.
Probably.
The shard. What the fuck is that?
You think that's real?
That's a pyramid, my dude.
Mm-hmm.
Like a whole one. Angled ramps.
This is Antarctica, so I don't believe in that too much.
I was reading this thing. This was like last week actually. How they were saying like so like we was talking about the footsteps. Like
Mhm.
you said, those are footsteps, and they were saying like those same footsteps here on Earth are can be seen in at like the bottom of the ocean. So what they were saying, what they were alluding to was the Titans,
Mhm.
which used to be like they said that the Titans used to walk the earth, and the deepest part of the oceans used to come up to their like torso, and
The deepest parts.
the deepest parts of the oceans used to come up to their torsos. So they said that like when they would walk, they would create these huge, massive craters at the bottom of the ocean, and they now they've taken pictures now, and they say they can't explain like how these craters got here. um I know it's kind of going off topic, but I was just saying, as far as those footsteps, who's to say that maybe I don't know, man. It's
Mhm.
a lot to be said when it comes to the unknown, but it's okay to not know shit. And I'm
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying? I don't know. Like I like to go into situations knowing, you know what? I'm going to possibly learn something that I did not know.
Mhm.
And I'm cool with that. I don't need to know everything, because you know what? Learning, I know this is gonna sound so cliche, but learning is fun, bro. Like learning is like mad fun,
Uh-huh.
because you be getting schooled on shit and you be like, damn, like that shit, like I didn't know that, but now I do. Thank you. You know what I mean? So I don't want to be dismissive of anyone's opinion, any type of religion that may say something. Um,
Yeah, I love hearing all
you know what I
different
mean?
aspects of the spectrum. I
That
love
shit is
that shit.
crazy.
Even like when I'm poking fun at you, like I love hearing like where you come from.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
I need it. But a good book, like I started flying through a couple of pages of shit, but on this topic, by George H. Leonard, Somebody Else is on the Moon.
Just one person.
Check that shit out. Just even the preface, like this shit is wild.
But listen, Hitler was mad into the moon,
Yeah.
mad into a whole rack of shit. To me, it seemed like out of I would say out of everyone else in like the leaders in history, it seemed like he had a one up on like
What
the
is they call it? Esoteric and
yeah, he like had a one up on everybody when it comes to just like, all right, let's explore up there. If I can't beat them, you know what I'm saying? Like, what else can we do? You know what I'm saying? Because let me go outside of the box.
they said like the only three people that was granted access to like the king's chamber was like Hitler, Napoleon, and
Alexander the Great, one of them three.
nah, what was the other? It was
Obama.
no, the wild Aleister Crowley.
Mm.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
And those just so happens to be probably top 5
wild
niggas.
niggas.
Super amazing.
Right.
Super wild niggas. Yep.
Oh man.
Mm-hmm.
Damn.
So speaking of wild shit, and propaganda, look at this dumb shit.
7.
700 sheep and goats were arranged in the shape of a syringe to encourage vaccinations. Why?
Hold on. How did the sheep know to stay right? Are those dead sheep?
It don't matter. They're using sheep.
Yeah, that right there is a slap in the face.
The significance of a sheep to shape a syringe,
Who did that?
and it says 330-foot syringe, 33.
Yeah, see,
The layers of
motherfuckers.
this shit.
That don't make no fucking sense. I'm like trying to calculate it in my head. I'm like, for what? Nigga, like, why would I do that shit? And then they use sheep of all
Sheep
things.
in a syringe, 330 feet. This is a big fuck you.
Listen, as bad as I did not want to get vaccinated. No, I'm serious, man. As bad as I didn't want to get vaccinated.
I think my shit's like around the corner because they try and make this shit, even though this shit
as
is
bad
not.
as I didn't
My wife
want
just
to.
got her shit yesterday.
Yeah.
It's
This shit is super illegal. It's just like the more people fall for this shit, it's just like gives an opening for it. Like if I had more people like minded, like we would never fall for this shit.
nigga.
But people are so loosey goosey with your beliefs. Like it's easy for all of us to fall victim of it.
To like they're not really forcing people to get it, but they're forcing people. It's like having a cell phone. It's like it's like having an Android, but like you can't make no calls until you switch.
All right, but even if this is the biggest thing. This is the biggest thing. Like even
analogy.
even if you're like you want to get it and I don't, you should still protect my rights to not get it. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
If we're all, free people, you know what I'm saying, per se, you should still protect my rights to not get the shit.
Maybe that's why these niggas left and went to the moon. I don't know. I don't know.
It has part to do with it. I'm pretty
sure.
But that's the biggest thing.
It's man. Listen, this information age is. I mean, that's what they were saying in the Book of Enoch. Like he came, he brought that information, but that information can either be used for good or evil. And yeah, we have all these advancements in technology. Yes, we do. I mean, we sitting here with stars passing by us, but like, like this same technology can be like, you know what I'm saying, used as a weapon and used for evil. And it just sucks that people actually choose evil instead of good, and that's the sad part. And it's crazy.
Yeah, I couldn't disagree with that.
But if like light always prevails, like why is it so common in this realm?
Well, for people to succumb to evil?
Yeah.
Because we're in our bodies and we have egos. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's what kind of creates that thing. I think that's the battle, just being human every day. You have your desires, you have your, vices, the shit that you like, and then we do it every day. It's like a certain shit, you ain't supposed to eat, you ain't supposed to consume, but it's like, ooh, that tastes good. It's like even the fact that like, ooh, this is delicious. Like even that is like ego. You know what I'm saying? Like that you ain't even supposed to, because you're supposed to be eating to maintain, but the fact that you even getting caught up in the lust of food, like that right there is the battle of being a human. You see what I'm saying? So I think that's why it's so easy for people to succumb to evil, because there's a certain, it's like how they, there's a certain aspect to evil that we actually enjoy, whether we want to admit it or not. You know what I'm saying? We actually, I mean, come on, man, we got a whole music industry rooted in niggas destroying each other, and we be jamming to that shit. You know what I'm saying? So, and why? Because it feels good. The beats be hard.
Turn it up.
Exactly. But that's the
shit all the way
nigga,
up.
and that's the battle of being a human being at the end of the day. But like
shit.
We love so many things that are detrimental to us, and I think that's where discipline come in, and just all that shit. Like, that's what makes you somewhat godly, because you don't need like, earthly things. You don't need the things that this physical life provides you. It's like you're a spirit, which means as long as you're good with God, you're good with the Creator. You don't need these lusts of that the earth provides. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I think that's why it's so easy for people to do that, because there's so many afflictions and shit that we just love, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, straight up.
that kind of takes us away from our overall purpose. So I mean, that's what I think it is, man. Like I think it's a balance of being human, bro. We like fucked up shit. we do.
Sure do.
We do.
That's why all the movies you like seeing grit and grime and just not consistent. I always thought this shit, like, why are all our movies like you don't see like a consistent, like, happy story, like start to finish? You always love dragging somebody through the mud.
Even perfect example, you ever watch like American Idol or any of these little shows, and every time somebody come out, it's a sob story.
Yeah.
Oh, my mom, it's had cancer, and like before every person that come out on stage, they give you a sob story. Nobody ever be like, yo, my life is the shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Because if a nigga came out saying their life is the shit, you probably wouldn't root for him.
Right.
You want to hear a
The
nigga
same-
who had a trash life and trying to overcome. You know what I'm saying?
One of the biggest ones is on NFL draft day, my nigga.
True.
Yep.
Yeah.
Every year.
single
Every year, nigga.
dude is got the worst. It's like you watching 60 Minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I was gonna say
yo,
first 48
yeah.
for some of these.
not 60 minutes, 30 for 30.
Oh yeah,
30
yeah,
for 30,
yeah,
30
yeah,
for
yeah.
30. Like, god damn.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But you right, man. You right. Right like shit.
Yeah. I don't know. All right, let's go through some of these slides.
Slide.
What else I got? I got the syringe.
Oh.
Okay, what about this right here? This right here. NASA signs up British priest to prepare for alien life may discover in next week. I also seen an article saying like NASA, you know, the Department of Defense are hiring a lot of theologists to get people ready for a type of event like this.
Theologists. I don't know. That sound
Wait.
kind of shady to me,
Mhm.
because it's like theologists sound like niggas who are good at putting words together that make sense.
Mhm.
It's not necessarily that
Same
it's
thing
the
as
truth.
Priest.
Yeah, it's not really about the truth. It's about like, okay, who can formulate some words to get people to buy some bullshit. That's what that sounds like to me. Because the being a theologist or a theorist or whatever, that's not rooted in truth. That's just you rooted in you being able to make some sense of some shit.
And at the same time,
Right.
they said 2025, 2022. They're talking about, you know, we going back to the moon 2025. The first time since 1963 or some shit like that. Like all this shit is lining up.
But I be thinking sometimes, because you're just watching patterns. It's like the same shit keep happening generation after generation. It's like every 30 years, it's like the same script. It's like the civil rights movement in the 60s. You know what I'm saying? Now we got the civil rights movement pretty much going on right now. It's like the hippie movement back in the 70s with drugs, and everybody drugs and shit now. So it's like, and then during that same era,
I got a question about that.
They went to the fucking moon. During the same era, they went to the fucking moon. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is almost like, you know, social engineering,
Right.
to keep us in the same place we was 40 years ago. So, I mean, I don't know.
You talking about hippie movement and shit like that, right? Do you like? Are you like a fan of like this whole legalization in certain states?
What, you
Of
talking about
what?
just weed?
Nah, like some in Washington, you could do anything.
Oh, for real? Like they
Cocaine.
legalized crack?
I don't know
I was
about
about to say, nigga,
crack is a little
they're trying
distasteful.
to kill the world.
Let me get some crack right
Crack,
there.
Bruh,
is a
they
little-
trying to
I'm-
destroy us all.
But either way, heroin is probably just as detrimental. But like,
Yeah.
but still, like heroin, if you do it in a safe space, that's legal. Cocaine in the safe space is legal. I don't know if it's Washington or Oregon. It's one of those, you know, super
liberal.
Let me get
West
a number
Coast shots.
5 and a side of crack.
Right. I don't know about prayer, you know. What I'm saying? A little cocaine in there.
Well, can you see like it eventually get to a point where it's gonna be like coffee shops for niggas to do coke? You know what I'm
Wow.
saying?
I think it is though.
It's gonna
in
get to
certain
that point.
places, yeah.
Tweak.
But all right, but do you think it's a bad idea?
Yes.
Yeah, I think
It's a
so.
hard yes for me.
I was,
But
I agree with
But
you.
alcohol is just as you know.
No.
What do you mean? For some people, it is.
Alcohol is fucked up though.
It is. And I'm drinking some right now, but it's okay.
Of course, of course. That's what I'm talking about. The being a human being.
Anything in large, in like, put it like,
Excess too much.
anything in excess is too much.
Mhm.
But I do feel like, okay, that's like saying,
Some people
That's
just
like
have
putting-
some people have like an opening for that shit though. Like if they try something one time, that's it. It's a
They
wrap.
hook.
There's no coming
But-
back.
but what I'm
personality,
saying
yeah.
is you can't have every single car. Every single car on the road is as fast as a Ferrari. You cannot do that. It's just you're
No
setting
shit.
yourself up for for failure.
Mhm.
Everybody, you know what I'm saying? It's like that just makes no sense. You know what I mean? You can't coexist that way.
But if you can regulate it, then like, you know what I'm saying? Because like a lot of people are meeting their demise because cocaine has, well, at least for right now, like if
But that's why
if,
they gave us soda.
but all right, this is what I'm saying. Like,
They
If-
gave us dumbed down versions of the same thing that you're
but
talking about.
if you're
Good
buying
fucking point.
if you buying cocaine now in certain areas, is potentially is being cut with fentanyl and shit. So the one time you try the shit could be your last time trying anything. That's what I'm saying. So if it's regulated, because back in the day, like, you know, in like before like industrial times, people was prescribing cocaine for like, you know, medical ailments and shit
right.
like
I
that.
know, yeah.
So
I mean, it's okay.
So instead of like heroin or oxycodone and shit like that, you depending on these certain
Regular
things like that.
aspirin.
Exactly. So you just have
regular shit.
A little bit of cocaine, just a little, little something.
I see where you're coming from, but me, and just kind of having a little bit of knowledge of humans and how we've done shit over the past billion
alcohol.
Years. We don't do well with
go downtown right now.
Yeah, just indulgences, nigga. We
just
overdo
don't
it.
do well with that.
Go down Gallery Place right now and tell me motherfuckers not abusing alcohol.
I know this. I know this. I know. That's why, like, whenever you go to any event, any event that has to do with music,
niggas be getting fucked up.
Like, you go there, like, your goal, like, I can't go there and be sober.
Exactly.
What type of shit is that?
100%.
Like,
100%. You ain't lying at all, bro.
Like, well, anywhere where there's entertainment, there's alcohol. Because guess what? It quote unquote makes the experience better.
Yeah.
But guess what I found? I found out that the same receptors that we have in our brains that tells us that okay, like, let's say you get high and you feel euphoric, or you drink and you feel buzzed, or that way that you feel.
Hey, pass me a brew. I'm just playing.
Guess what? We naturally, like, we as humans, we look so much on the outside things that we put into our bodies to make us feel that way. But in all actuality, our bodies can naturally produce those same exact things. So we can be naturally happy. We can.
That's a fact. A lot of people don't know that, but everything that we put in, we already have that in us. Like, even we have like weed receptors. Like, all that shit is already in our body. Yeah.
So if you naturally are a very happy person, and guess what?
You're gonna feel high.
You be like, damn, I don't know why. And guess what? We have little spurts.
You ain't never been in like such a good fucking mood that you felt high. Yes. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm just like, sometimes I just being out in the sun on a nice fucking day, it feels euphoric. It does. You know what I'm saying? It's the same shit. You know.
It sure does, yo.
When the sun on your face, yep.
It does, huh?
Excuse me.
I don't know if y'all did like them float tanks before, but it feels just like that. A float tank.
Cold 45. Oh man.
Do I got any more videos?
I know I ain't never did one of them. I don't know. Shit like that be kind of scaring me sometimes. Like the little tanks that
float tanks.
I don't know. I'd be afraid of like shit that be like.
It's not enclosed though. The one I was in wasn't enclosed, but I have seen some that's like enclosed.
So. I will tell you though, from experience. So my first time going, I was like, yo, that shit was dope.
But how did you feel when it was over?
If I can explain it,
my body was vibrating.
I felt like I was like,
I had to like sit down in the car for like probably like 10 minutes.
For real?
Before I drove off. Yeah.
So what happens is, and just from my experience, I felt like I had, if I can explain it, and I don't know what this feels like, but I'm just trying to relate it.
Put words to it, yeah.
It would feel like as if I was like, I had just came out of a womb. I felt like
reborn.
I felt like I was like learning new stuff, but like
it's like a reset button,
very fast.
Yeah,
like oh shit, button, like that's what light is, or that's what you know.
So question. So basically, off what y'all saying is like, you know how like you kind of how do I put it? Like just the information you take in every day is like. It's almost like noise. It's like just all these thoughts and ideas. It's like I watched this podcast, I watched this video, came home, my wife said that, talked to the homies.
Right.
They said this. So you just have all this noise in your head, just constant going. Then you go to that to the thing y'all talking about, and then it's like a reset. And then it's like when you come out, it's just fresh, no distractions, no buzzes, no
mad.
You know what I'm saying? That's basically what that is. Basically what I'm getting from what y'all saying.
Yes. Yeah. But what I will recommend, and this is where I fucked up. So when I went, I loved it so much to the point my second time going back, it might have been like maybe like later on in the year, like 6 to 8 months later.
Okay.
And I was like, yo, when I went in there, I was like, yo, and I had the same experience. I was like, fuck yeah, I bought a package. So my next 3 joints was free, right?
Mm-hmm.
All right. I fucked up because I went again within another week.
Mm.
And
No
I
time
don't
to
think that your
calibrate.
brain is supposed to
Do that. Okay.
Because so I had a completely different experience. And that's experience I did not like. And it lingered. It kind of you know how like if
This is
you
good
ever-
information.
Yeah, no.
It
Like
is.
you don't want to go because it's like turning your computer off and on, off and on.
Yeah.
It's bad. That you know
I know
you're
what
not
you're
supposed
saying.
to do that. You know what I'm saying? It's like give yourself like that's
To
supposed
recalibrate. You gotta get
exactly.
yourself,
That's
yeah.
something you're not just supposed to turn your brain.
It's like you're
off.
double erasing whatever, you know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
Yeah. I know
So
what
it
you're
got to the point where it was like there would be like a lot of brain fog, like a lot of just like, you know what I'm saying, like non-alertness
I
because
know
you
what
just
you're trying to say.
you just like you cut all of that shit off too much. You know what I'm saying?
That make a lot of sense because I think what we even cut the one of the examples of that is that commercial with Steph Curry where he got inside one of them joints, and they was basically saying is like when you get in that shit, you can like let's say Steph got into that little pool, whatever, he can like hear a recording saying, "You're the greatest shooter of all time. You've never missed a shot."
Yeah.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That nigga will get out of that joint really believing that he's never missed a shot in his life, and then that nigga shoots the ball, you know what I'm saying, from motherfucking 80 feet. And in his brain is like, I'm gonna make this because you know I've trained myself to believe that I can do anything.
Supreme confidence.
And to a certain extent, I think that, and now that I look back on it, I kind of
That's how you get people to stop doing,
drugs, addictions,
yeah,
right.
addictions, yeah.
But if you really look at it, it's mad ritual like because it's like a form of baptism.
It is.
It's like it's in water. It's like you are.
Well, water is a conduit.
Yep.
Yeah, I know,
fact.
and that's what I'm saying. So
Fact.
it's like you got to be careful. You know what I'm saying? Like you got to go in there with like.
I don't know how Bamas lived back then without like frequent showers. Like this shit, I think about this shit all the time. Like,
hey, yo,
how do you like not have like shit that just wash off like a bad day? Like
that's some real shit.
Yeah.
But I will say, there's something that's real. You know how many times you've heard people say like I was in the shower and like these brilliant thoughts came to me.
Yeah.
It's like nigga, that steam, that fucking water. Is a conduit of spiritual energy.
Yeah.
Like people underestimate
like
that. I'm not even gonna lie to y'all. Like I promise y'all niggas, like if y'all actually just go in the bathroom and just let the shower water run, you don't even got to get in the shower and just meditate.
You go into a thing
in the bathroom, in your bathroom in your house, turn on the shower water, just let that shit get steamy as shit and just meditate. Your thoughts are gonna be so much more like detailed and clear and you can see it better. That's the best way to describe it.
When I go to sleep, I play like ocean waves.
Yeah.
When I go to sleep, like
you wanna know why? Because you're getting when you take in water, you're taking in oxygen, and guess what? Your breathing gets better. Everything that you start to become like you get closer to what you are supposed to be. You know what I mean?
You ever heard that theory? Like, we closer to like plants than mammals and shit. So that's why, like, you know, when you retire, you become old. You try to move to Florida. You try to be closer to water and stuff like that. South Carolina, all that.
I mean, just in general, overall, human beings tend to live by the water. Like if you watch all of it, like I saw some picture where it showed like it showed like the human populations, and it's like wherever there was a body of water, it was denser. The population, you know, it's in our nature, bro. I mean, like nigga. I know just me just going to the beach, it brings out my inner child, nigga. I like turned 3 years old at the beach, nigga. I do. Like everything. That's why I love the beach. It's like it feels like just all the weight and pressure society just come off you and shit. You know, when I be in that water, like I feel the most freedom I probably ever feel. You know what I'm saying?
So like how these motherfuckers live on the moon survive?
With no water.
No damn water.
No water.
Unless there's something inside a reservoir or some shit.
Inside
or if they just not like us.
Or they aren't human.
Right.
But what is living that doesn't need water? Everything that needs water. There ain't a motherfucking plant out here that don't need water. You know what I'm saying? I think even they say cactuses, they hold water inside themselves.
You know what I was thinking about?
Live, you know what I'm saying?
And this might be a little bit off topic, but
that's fine.
What if the metaverse like already exists? We are the metaverse. when they went up there, they like we don't know that, like, you know what I'm saying? Like they say the Matrix, we're caught in the Matrix.
We gotta
Like-
break down that movie too soon.
Like, what if
I ain't
like
finished
we?
yet. I gotta watch it.
I watched it again. It's kind of alright.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah,
I
kinda-
was
I
waiting for
fell
y'all to
asleep.
catch
I
up.
fell asleep.
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
had to
we
watch
gotta
it 2
get some
times,
catch
but it's
up.
alright. It's kind of alright.
It's all right in the fact that you know what they talking about.
Yeah.
That's what it is. You know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
Especially towards the end. But yeah, what if like we are just projections? Like I don't know. It gets crazy.
What you
Nah,
mean
go ahead,
projections?
nigga.
Yeah,
This is space.
I'm
Go ahead.
saying, like,
This is space for that.
what if like we are projections? Like we there's so many things, like it's like when you go to play like Grand Theft Auto or something like that, like that that character that you have, that you made, that is, you put that character into a metaverse. You created him in that person in your likeness. He wears, what kind of car he drives, what kind of job he has, what kind
tendencies.
of ladies he likes.
Yep.
That is that. Like, what if we are just projections? Like that. What's the name of that movie with
I mean, we kind of are though.
What's the name of that movie with
Ryan Reynolds.
Ryan Reynolds,
The
Free Guy.
the free guy, and he realizes, oh shit,
All these movies,
I'm a projection. Like, I'm not real.
Nigga,
And guess
all
what he
these-
started doing?
all these
Everything he
movies tied
wanted.
together. All these movies, Free Guy, the Don't Look Up, a Ready Player One, fucking The Matrix. All these shits is basically the same. Even the goddamn Lego movie, they're all the same message. They all like literally like we live in the simulation. You don't realize you're in the simulation.
So you have that awareness
until you come to that awakening, because all these movies, the main character always comes to a fucking awakening.
Yep.
And he realized like, oh shit, I've been living on autopilot. Like, I actually have more of a, greater purpose than just fucking, being on the conveyor belt of the system. You know what I'm saying? So, all these movies pretty much have that same message, but what you were saying about as far as projections, that's real, because everything starts from a spiritual perspective. So even your physical body is like, a projection from the spiritual world. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I mean, I think that's exactly what we are. Our physical being is nothing but a projection of what's internal. So
yeah, we talking about the metaverse. Like, I've seen this tweet, and this is like some shit that we. All right, I'm gonna read it because you can't see it. In the metaverse, avatars will live on after we die in the form of autonomous NPCs, which will emulate our preferences, traits, humor, and emotional, intellectual intelligence, so that our descendants may meet relatives and people can interact with our past humans.
Nigga.
So this shit basically saying like, nigga, the imprint you left off on basically the internet when you was existing in this physical life, you died, but it's like the patterns that you created from your avatar can still be like experienced by others.
That's whoever wrote this shit, abducted Ginger 2 on Twitter, like, bam, she hit this shit.
But the thing is, nigga,
God
you could
damn.
die. And especially this metaverse world that we
you
create,
have a whole imprint,
somebody could fucking take your avatar and pretend to be you. You know what I'm saying? They can just hit play, and then you would still exist in the metaverse, even though you physically ain't here no more.
God damn,
that's creepy, nigga. That's like some Alfred Hitchcock shit.
Next level.
But like everything's collecting data on you, so like
they can emulate you.
It's your cookies, basically.
They can emulate
you. Your cookies.
Nigga, your credit card swipes,
everything,
all that shit.
Everything
we do now is recorded, nigga. Cash App, motherfucking PayPal, everything is like, there's nothing you can do that's not being
everything traced. Like even like when you scroll past shit and you wait just a little bit too long.
Yeah, oh yeah,
it does.
Yeah.
If you go on YouTube and you start scrolling, it might be a video you've never, but something about it caught your attention. You might watch like 10 seconds of it.
Oh yeah, that counts as a view.
Then you hit refresh, and then that same podcast or whatever is all of a sudden on your feet.
That counts as a view.
You never clicked on it though.
Yeah,
you never clicked.
It counts as a view.
Nigga, listen, the algorithm that they have is dope. Like that shit is on point, yo. Because nigga, you ever been like thinking of some shit just thinking, you know what? I think I'm
gonna go to Home Depot and get these nails or some shit
I'm
like that.
gonna go. You know what? I'm gonna finally fix that
Table.
that table in my house. Get on the phone. Home Depot has a sale on nails. You'd be like, yo, what the?
How the fuck that should be happening, nigga? I think all of us have had a moment where it's like, is this shit reading my mind?
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Algorithm, dog. An
Yeah,
algorithm is nothing more than something, a mathematical equation that is tailored towards you. That's what it is.
I mean, is that what the fucking moon is? You know what I'm saying? A moon might just be nothing but the moon might be 5G on steroids. You know what I'm saying? Like, just it suggest even your overall thoughts that you have in your brain might be suggested to you by the moon. What if the powers that be is like using the moon as the YouTube recommendations?
Not only your thoughts, your feelings, your carnal energy.
All that. Your carnal energy might be the deepest part right there. Because I mean, it's all rooted, like I say, they always say on the moon, if you want to have a baby, have sex on the full moon. That's carnal energy, sex. You know what I'm saying?
That's the rawest energy. Yeah.
Exactly. So it's like, bruh.
It feels good.
You know? So it's like, come on, man.
Even when just like anger. And they say don't go to sleep mad because like the moon will siphon that energy.
Wow.
Yeah, and then not even just that, just even there's the overall place of your consciousness. If you go to sleep mad, you're probably gonna wake up mad. You know what I'm saying? It's like you're preparing yourself for the same energy the next day.
But I do think that's kind of like beneficial sometimes though. Like you shouldn't
just let shit go. Like some things you need.
You should sleep on some things sometimes.
Yeah.
So it don't like.
And then it works the other way. Sometimes you might go to sleep with a fucked up perspective and wake up the next morning and be like, I was tripping.
Right.
I was tripping. It ain't
tripping.
Yeah, it was like, it's not that serious. I was, like that happens too.
Yeah.
For
sure. Yeah.
And I was funny because I was watching one of our old podcasts where we was talking about that Malcolm and Marie movie. I just so happened to just go back and watch some old videos, and we was talking about that shit. Like, if them niggas would have just went to sleep, they probably would have been fine the next morning, but they just kept fighting. They was not letting that shit go. Them niggas was up to like 4 a.m. throwing haymakers. So that was like that was a toxic relationship. Like, there was no greater example. I don't even want to say it was toxic because they might have been good, but I'll say that movie displayed how toxic shit can be. Yeah, because they might have been good 99% of the times, but that was like that one low moment. You know what I'm saying? They was going in.
Damn.
All I remember saying watching the movie, like, y'all niggas just need to go to sleep. Just go to fuck to sleep, nigga. Because y'all keep getting worse and worse. It kept getting worse and worse.
Nobody got on their phone. It was them two.
Y'all just need to go to fuck to sleep. That's all I was saying in the movie. I was like, if y'all go to sleep, y'all probably be cool the next day.
And guess what? The next day,
they was cool.
They got up and stood next to each other on the joint,
and it like nothing ever happened. If that ain't real life, bro, that should be happening, bro. Like, come on.
Like, yo, I need to sleep this one off.
But the moon, no matter what theory we want to say or create, definitely has some significance just to our everyday lives. You know what I'm saying?
And we just talking about the moon. We ain't talking about Mars yet. So I think we should probably have a separate podcast about the Mars shit.
But Mars, Venus, you know, we always put a lot of focus on Mars, but Venus is next to us too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember it's a few times where I seen Venus, like, you know, just with the naked eye in the sky. So, yeah.
Do y'all ever be saying like some weird UFO shit? Sometimes I'll be like, "What the fuck is that?" Like, you're
not.
Close to here because we're close to a military base right now.
Right, but I don't look for it like I used to. But like, I kind of like dismissed it for a long time because I feel like if there's any like alien life form, I think they would have just show themselves to us. Like, I always had this like, well, as of recently, I think they would just show up, like, just show your fucking self. Like, what's the point of hiding?
I think that not even just for like seeing, what kind of sort of, I think that maybe like deja vu might be alien. Like, it's more of like a, you know what I'm saying? Like, like, you ever had like a moment where you just feel like overwhelmed for no reason? And you just feel like that, like, you feel like, all right, there's a presence here, but I can't really figure. And then next thing you know, you're like, yo, my not just like 2 or 3 seconds of deja vu, but like a whole
a day.
day of just like, what
I
the
actually do have a day
fuck?
that repeats over and over again. It's
I have a
weird shit.
dream that repeats.
Like, yo,
I
okay,
I
so
have
what
a
is
dream
that though?
always? I've been having the same dream over and over again. It's so
I think that's
fucking-
like parallel like universes for real.
What if your dreams are nothing more than someone in the metaverse pressing pause?
Well, the metaverse
Right.
might just be like a handheld version of the life that we live in already. You know what I'm saying?
I'm just
The metaverse
saying.
might just be a handheld version of what we already experiencing.
That's-
Like we might already be in a version of the metaverse right now. And don't even. I mean, we kind of are because we live in the Matrix, nigga. So that's a form of a metaverse. You know
it's
what I'm
like
saying?
a dream within a dream.
Because we buy into lies every fucking day. Like we all know that God ain't put us on earth to be working 9 to 5 jobs. You know what I'm
At
saying?
all.
But we
At
do
all.
it. We do it every day, right? So that means we bought into some shit. Just like the metaverse, it's gonna be a point where it's like, nigga, you can't go to that club in the metaverse because you didn't get those metaverse Jordans. You know what I'm saying?
Right, exactly.
So you know what I'm saying? So it's
Tokens.
exactly. So
Right.
it could get to that point, you know?
Right.
Sonic rings.
Like, yo, you need a metaverse vaccine card
Exactly. That's
to get in
exactly.
this bitch. Like, what? All right, so let me ask you this. So why do you think, why is it that, okay, let's say from at the beginning of everything was the real, right? Let's say that was the realest as you can get, the most organic, the most connected to the source.
Mhm.
Why is every single step that we've taken since the beginning of time going the complete opposite direction?
Satan, the devil. Right?
But why are we trending in that direction?
I mean, they say that the devil rules the physical world, right? God rules the spiritual, and I mean everything. But they say he's the prince of the physical life, or whatever the hell you want to call it, of earth. So I mean, yeah, if the devil is trying to challenge God and he wants to feel like he's in power, he's going to train us, you know what I'm saying, to move in the way that he wants us to move rather than us,
That's
you
true.
know. So I feel like that's kind of like the battle of, like I said, of living in flesh. You know what I'm saying? That's the battle of living in flesh. Simple as that. You know, I almost feel like our bodies is the devil. You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Our bodies alone.
Man, I've been somebody put me onto this metaphysical Bible, and what's the dictionary? So like every word that you see in the Bible has a different definition as far as like whatever that word means, and it's a metaphysical version.
Okay.
So but like the abbreviation for metaphysical in that dictionary, it says meta. So like I just connected the two right now. So
Metaphysical metaverse, yeah.
Yeah. So like you'll see like Christ, and it'll be like, Bible version and meta version, metaphysical version. So it's kind
I
of
mean, that's what Christ
up there.
is, right? A metaphysical version of God, right? Right?
I mean, that's
In
the
his own
point.
image,
That's why they
right?
say
Isn't
he's
that
the only man who was perfect. That's what they
right?
say.
So,
He's the only man
so
who's
that's
ever
what I'm
been
saying.
perfect.
Why? Wow. Okay. Now, wow. Okay. Okay. It's
Yeah.
crazy when you think about that. Like, it's like, all right. And here's the thing.
And real quick,
Go ahead.
I recommend everybody to archive.org, like get on that junk, because like even like the little book that I pulled up earlier talking about the moon and I don't know, the moon, people on the moon and whatever shit, somebody else is on the moon. Yeah, that's on archive.org. There's a whole bunch of books. You can just like open books, PDFs and shit like that. So yeah, everybody, whatever book you want to look up, archive.org is free information. So you can do that shit.
That shit's blowing my mind right
Yeah.
now.
What
you
meta?
said. That shit is crazy.
Yeah,
metaphysical metaverse.
And the thing is, okay, just like JKC brought, he said a good point. He's like basically saying like the stuff that we are talking about, we already know that our technology's behind what we're talking about. They're already like 10, 15, 20 years ahead of that shit.
Exactly. They're always 20 years
So
ahead.
the metaverse is already a thing. It's been
it already exists.
It's been a thing.
They just showing the shitty like graphics for a reason.
They want to make you think it's in the
it's always brand new. But come on,
they
nigga.
already
Like,
got the game plan set down. They
Yeah.
just wait for us to just get into it.
Right.
Cut
You
it
can't
out.
just
It's already set. And it should be making me think like that's what I think that's almost the whole purpose of video games, because even video games is like a fantasy world. You know, I can
Final Fantasy.
I get NBA 2K. I draft my motherfucking point guard,
My player.
You know what I'm saying, or whatever. Yeah, exactly. And then it's like you create his statistics, his attributes, his tendencies, how he dresses. Oh, he got the motherfucking phone positive ones on and shit. Like all that shit is like what leads to kind of like where we are now. Like, how does it not? You know, there's some people right now who play video games and that's their world. Like, it's niggas that be at work and be like, damn, nigga, I need to get me like a fucking small forward. You know, that's what's going to get, you know, like they're literally like GMing in the real world for some fake video game shit. And like, oh shit, nigga, if I can get me a left tackle, like, you know, and this left tackle don't exist at all. It's just a fucking computer generated being. Right. But you're in your brain, like, if I can get this left tackle for my Madden team, like I'm gonna be, you know what I'm saying? My team is gonna be unbeatable. Like, but it's that's the metaverse.
Thing.
It's the same shit. Same shit.
And I'm guilty of that.
I'm guilty too, nigga. I'm motherfucking NCAA football. I used to take that shit seriously, nigga. I'm like, nigga, I'm about to have the #1 recruiting class. I'm guilty.
I am searching for a center right now.
Right, I'm telling you.
I'm searching for a center right now.
Trying to tell you, nigga. Like, it's nothing like turning, you know. It's funny how life turns out, nigga. I remember I used to pick Cincinnati back in the day in college football and NCAA football because they had the same colors as my high school football team. So I turned Cincinnati into a powerhouse. Now all of a sudden Cincinnati is in the NFL. I mean, NCAA playoff. Same thing with Clemson. Before Clemson became their powerhouse, I used to say, yo, them niggas got some ill colors, like purple. They got the all purple, all orange. Let me pick. I used to start playing with Clemson. All of a sudden, now Clemson is like a college football powerhouse. But I'm just saying, like it's just crazy how, like, you know, like how you'll actually be invested in these things in the fake world, and then it's like in real life that shit will fucking happen. You know what I'm saying? It's like it's crazy.
Yeah.
The same reason why I might pick Clemson on NCAA football is the same reason why a nigga might sign the Clemson in real life. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, oh, them niggas got some ill jerseys. I'm about to sign. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to sign to Cincinnati. I'm about to sign to Clemson. Like, it's the same shit.
Yeah. Listen, I don't. What you think is going to be like 20 years from now?
I don't know, man, because every shit be changing so fast.
God,
like, it's so much. I be thinking about my kids
5.
all the time. I be thinking about my kids all the time. I'm like, young, what kind of world are they about to inherit? Because this shit is changing so fast. Even in 5 years, it's like the technology where you think, and then you got to remember, we came up like they're coming into the world like on some metaverse shit. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. We didn't have this. We actually lived a life where we actually went outside. We climbed trees.
Yeah,
like
we was
out exactly. So it's like now, you know, it'll be nothing for kids to be acclimated into a metaverse because that's all they know. You know what I'm saying?
It's easy.
We've actually had times in our lives where you had to be creative. Like niggas used to play tag like shit when they was kids. What's the point of playing tag now? You got a whole motherfucking phone. You got like, you know, a PS5. What you need to play tag? We had to play tag just to keep ourselves entertained. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's different. It's a completely different game. You know?
Somebody pull up this lab-grown woolly mammoths could walk the earth in 6 years if geneticist new startup succeeds.
If I see a woolly mammoth, nigga, it's over. They over here just recreating ancient animals and shit like that. A saber-toothed tiger, nigga, and shit like that.
Nigga.
I got one more. Y'all heard about China making an artificial sun?
I heard something, but China be on some other shit.
The whole, you know, the hut jump.
Wait,
it came from they rover.
5 times hotter than the real sun. Where they gonna put it?
Why?
It's here.
What? But
why would you put that bitch here?
But why and for what though? That's the point.
China's artificial sun ran for 20 minutes at a whopping 70 million degrees in its latest experiment, 5 times hotter than the real sun.
Where was it at? Because nobody could be near that shit. Like, nigga, the sun be warming up. The sun gives us whole summers. You know what I'm saying? And that shit is like trillions of miles away. So how the fuck you got something on the planet that's hotter than the fucking sun? That don't even make no
5
sense.
times.
I was putting
we just supposed to
artificial
be
sun,
okay.
and that shit came with artificial moon.
Listen, I ain't listen. We are listen.
China's hold on, China. I sound like Donald Trump. China's $1 trillion artificial sun fusion reactor just got 5 times hotter than the sun. So this is
What are they trying to create though?
the experimental advanced superconducting tokamak. What does that mean? I feel like tokamak means something.
What if the elites are on the moon, right? And we are just down here squid gaming it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
It could be.
What if it's just like what if the Earth was been fucked up?
Man, when I seen that preview with that movie that's coming out with Halle Berry, I was like, oh, that shit fucked up my whole thinking. I'm like, oh shit, like nigga, what if there really is like the moon ain't nothing but some man-made shit, you know?
I mean, people always thought so.
That would be wild.
That's wild, bro.
Fucking Death Star.
When they went inside that little part of the preview when he was like, we're inside the moon, I'm like, nigga, this shit look like a robot.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
Like y'all was about to, hey, where we going?
Come
like,
on,
nigga,
man.
we on the moon, bro.
That shit is wild, man. That's some crazy shit.
China switches on artificial sun. Like they just hit the on switch. That's just crazy.
Where is it at though?
That's what I'm trying to find.
Is it underground?
I'm trying to find.
Like, because where could they put that some shit like that on the surface?
And then we don't feel it. You know what I'm saying?
And then it's like, nigga, how do the other countries who's competing with China feel when these niggas got a whole sun? I'd be like, nigga, we some bitches.
For 20 minutes?
These niggas got a whole sun.
Where is this shit at? Design developer Chinese. They've been doing this shit since 2006.
Listen, it's all crazy because every single thing in our solar system, and just in our solar system, okay, I don't care whether it's the moon, the Earth, Mars, Jupiter, all of that shit has to everything revolves around our sun and our rotation around it, planetary alignment, how close the moon is to the Earth, how far away it is. All of that shit. We get our seasons from the sun. You know what I mean? And like right now, these motherfuckers, like it'd be 60 right now. It's 60 degrees one day, and then we got 10 inches of snow the next day. So clearly there's some shit happening. You know what I'm saying? And I heard from a source that we might be getting like 2 to 4 feet next week.
Wow. Don't you feel like it's a blizzard coming? I don't know. I feel like we do for a blizzard. Right?
I think like the last 2 years we ain't had no snow.
I know. And I mean, so far this winter been kind of mild too. It ain't really been that cold for real. Like it just started getting cold as soon as the New Year started.
Man, I ain't got that much PTO, so they need to chill.
For real.
Oh man, how much PCO you gonna get in that metaverse?
I'm saying it sounds like a joke, but we gotta really start considering that shit.
I say that,
but
in a very
the metaverse is some real shit, bro. Like I don't think people. Actually, I do think people would know what the fuck is coming. Like the metaverse is some real shit. It's like literally an optional planet. Like we have an optional universe. Like nigga, if you don't want to be in this God created life, you can be in this artificial life and live just the same way.
Hey, look.
Metaverse some real shit though.
It's real.
It's life changing. Life changing.
It's here though. That's the thing.
It's already.
We just don't have our screen names and shit yet.
Pretty much.
That's all that shit is, yo.
No, I don't think I'm like for real going to participate at all.
Are you saying that now, nigga? Tell everybody you gonna be the only nigga that's not in that shit.
That's because like I don't do Facebook now, so I don't do.
I know what you're saying, but I feel like there's going to be an aspect of the metaverse that's going to like, you know, it's like almost going to tie into like your ability to do your job at work and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like it's going to be that tied into our everyday lives where you have to have, it's almost like having to have a bank, direct deposit. Like you got to have a direct deposit at some point. See what I'm saying? I feel like it's going to be like that type of shit.
All right. So let me ask you this. If the metaverse is technically an extension of us.
Mm-hmm.
So will there still be social injustice in the metaverse? Will there still be racism in the metaverse? Will there still be all of these things? Because if we're just putting our likeness into,
It has to.
you know what I'm saying?
Every-
so are we? So you know what I mean?
Yeah, every trash aspect to us as humans is going to also be in the metaverse.
Because them J's still gonna be in
That's
there.
my point.
And guess what? I needs them J's.
Exactly.
And that'd be fucked up though if they limit something digitally.
The same way that you
Know what
can
I'm
rob a nigga on Grand Theft Auto. You know what I'm saying? You just hijack
That'd be
something.
crazy
but
though.
why-
if you could
but
get
why
robbed
limit
in the
something?
metaverse.
You say what?
Why limit something?
That's what I'm saying.
Nigga,
It don't make sense
It's
because
no
like you
cap.
can always produce like more something digitally. Like you don't have to physically produce shoes.
but if you can get robbed,
You know what I'm saying?
if
Right.
another nigga fucking avatar robbed me in the metaverse, I'm gonna be pissed. Like I can't be getting robbed in the metaverse. Fuck that. You know what I'm saying? And like what if, like, you know how in Grand Theft Auto you can walk down the street and just rob people? Like, you mean to tell me what if a nigga could really just steal your money in the
Man,
metaverse,
what?
bro? And then we're gonna have metaverse fucking law, metaverse court.
Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Bruh. Come on, dog. Just the only woke nigga
right.
walking down the shit.
Just enjoying y'all shit.
Look at this. Yo. Wow.
Yep. All right, so JKC Broad just asked us.
What do you say?
Are we working on becoming self-sufficient and whatnot? Growing food and whatever. Nah, I could fish. That's about it. I can fish, I can clean fish, I can fry that motherfucker. That's about it.
Man,
But
listen. I don't think that.
I can shoot.
Yo, are those Oculuses?
Something like yeah.
Nigga, that looks like Ready Player One.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now that shit.
Yeah.
Nah, dog. No, ain't no yeah. That shit looks scary.
Cause everybody, I mean, just
What's the name of that movie? It was an animated movie. It was a cartoon movie where they had like all of these. The robots were trying to get like these devices on all of their heads. Do you remember that? It was like it was a movie that came out maybe like within the past like 15 years, where they were trying to get no, I'm sorry, it was an episode of SpongeBob. It was an episode of SpongeBob. No, I'm serious. It was an episode of SpongeBob where Plankton was trying to get this bucket. He made this
I know what you're
bucket
talking about.
device,
Yeah,
and he started controlling everybody
Yeah.
with that shit.
yeah, with the lights.
Nigga.
Yep. I'm sharp.
Nigga. This shit. Listen. Why is he smiling like that though?
Cause he fucking.
He walk in with a purpose. He walk in with his purpose. Look at this nigga.
I'm not convinced he's like a flesh and bones.
So
I'm not convinced.
I don't know. So okay, so let me ask you this: what do you think that the consequences would be if said 20 million people decided, not fucking with the metaverse? What then? You think they force us into it?
Well, it's kind of weird because like not everybody's gonna have the resources to even participate.
That's true.
So that's like saying
Maybe that's what the COVID is anyway. We're weeding. We're at the point where we got to separate these. You know what I'm saying? We got not so much so to the point. All right, we got COVID-19. Separate. All right.
man, I seen a post.
Omicron, more of a separate. Like, all right, we got to get all of the jelly beans. We just want the red jelly beans. So we're gonna separate all of the yellow ones first, and then we're gonna get all the red of the orange ones, and then the blue ones till we have just red. Cause I only fuck with red. You see what I'm saying? I don't know.
I seen a post where they were saying basically Corona was like an alien entity. It's kind of like infiltrating how we think, how we feel, all that shit.
I could believe that.
Trying to wake us up.
Like it's just trying to infiltrate.
I mean, I be looking at shit just in general, like even like, you know, sicknesses are like entities, you know what I'm saying, that has this grasp, like the code is like on the spiritual level, like this, like, ooh, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, I got you, Brian, you know, you have the code, you know what I'm saying? It's like it afflicts us, but it'd be like spiritual beings, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I'll be looking at shit, like even you know, even in certain, like, you know, it would be like, oh, that neighborhood has a high crime level. That's because there's a demonic force that's
rampant,
hovering over that city, and it's like puts his tentacles on people. And then next thing you know, this nigga shooting and robbing people because that evil entity is hovering over that community. You know, and the funny thing that made me start thinking about that was that movie that showed Stranger Things. Because, you know, when they go on like the other side, it's like that little spider type shit that be like kind of like
upside down.
Yeah, the upside down. But it's like you can't see it in the physical world. But when you go to the upside down, you see that spider shit just sucking the soul out of everything around it. And I kind of feel like that's what that's how I be.
But
looking
look at all the other movies. Like in Alien, it's like a arachnid type thing. In Matrix,
oh, that's true.
There was the sentience or whatever.
The arms.
Yeah, it's all those type of, you know, insect type alien.
But I told you that little experience I had, like it was like a spider like creature and shit like that. Same thing. So
yeah, man, I don't know, maybe something to it. And they saying like insects could be, you know, alien to begin with. Man,
you seen an octopus? Ain't no way them shits come from this
right.
Like octopuses are the most fucking, like,
they seem like they elusive.
They are like they're nothing else you can compare to them. Like nothing.
Fluent, just mad fluent.
They're super intelligent. They can fucking like squeeze. Like nigga, if there's a hole like the size of this shit, that motherfucker will get through that bitch. Like, how the hell does it do that
quickly? Oh shit.
Wow, shit, bro. We can leave it here. Y'all want to leave it here? We can leave it here.
Hey, listen, this is episode 67. This is a special
first time
episode,
live, big baby.
First time live,
God
man.
damn.
Yeah, man.
And guess what? I think we did pretty fucking good.
Hell
yo.
yeah.
Fucking good.
I think we did pretty fucking good.
Yeah, we can hang it up here. Each and every, I don't know when we're gonna do this shit. Maybe Thursdays now.
Sunday, Thursday.
Thursdays. Making sure, you know, y'all like and subscribe.
Please.
Boom. Like and subscribe anytime you want to. But yeah, you can catch us on the Flip, Flight Room Podcast, Overtime each and every Thursday, maybe. Possibly. Send some ideas, because we need some ideas for
give us some shit y'all want to just hear us talk about.
On some conspiracy or spirituality, or
just beneath the surface
anything,
conversations.
Yeah. Yep.
You know what I'm saying? Anything, man.
Anything, man. But yeah, we're gonna see y'all.
See you.
All right, peace, y'all.
Episode 67.